He was Moroccan and had this incredible, just absolutely incredible life story that I had never heard of. And I wanted to question why I had never heard. I went to school in Morocco and I studied history there, and I also took history classes in college, and I had never heard of him. And it was that erasure that really drew me in and interested me, and the fact that he was Moroccan. The expeditions that arrived from Spain to the New World could not, by law, include anyone who was a Jew or a Muslim. These expeditions were only open to people who were of the Christian religion. So if you were enslaved by the Spaniards or by the Portuguese, you were forcibly converted and given a Spanish name. So that is a sort of a legal change in his identity. It isn't how he would have felt about himself, obviously, but that is how the world would have treated him. And it is a status he would have been confronted with on a daily basis, and he would have had to find ways to cope with it. And I think what's really interesting in that story is to watch how in different environments, whether in Morocco, in Spain, Florida, or then the rest of the journey inland and westward, how that identity of his changes by bit. The difference between a slave and a nobleman would have faded, I believe, after a certain period of time in the New World, because they're all depending. They have nothing. They are completely lost. They are starving. Some have developed cholera and are dying. And so it's basically each man to himself, and people who have whatever skills you have that enable you to survive, that is your value to the group. It was really educational and instructive and eye-opening and frightening, because it makes you realize how it only takes a certain number of generations for the worst to happen. Up until I was 22, I lived in the same home, never traveled further than 200 miles away. I just had this very, very rooted existence. And it would have shocked me if somebody had come to me at age 22 and said, you will be an immigrant and you're going to live the rest of your life in the US. So it was just really a kind of development that I didn't really expect happened by chance. And I think that has had a huge sort of effect on me, because it's something that I spend a great deal of time thinking about, how has that decision and that sort of process of immigrating, how has that affected me and affected those around me, not just me.